Walking Dead. We are
Yep. If you couldn't
fast.
If my impression was that awful, we're talking about The Walking Dead. If you couldn't tell. Anyways.
Quickly approaching the season finale.
2 days.
Yeah, from the time that we're recording this. So, yeah, I know it's kind of weird because by the time this gets put up on YouTube, it's like...
It's gone.
We're about halfway through the week, and like it was like a week and a half ago that the episode actually aired. So that's why we do complete spoilers. We don't care if you've seen it or not. You've had plenty of time to watch it. So the one that we're talking about would be episode 15. I believe this one is called... Oh goodness, I had it pulled up earlier, but
no, never mind. What is it called? I never know the Walking Dead titles because they never show them on the episodes.
Right, they're just...
It's on the TV guide. I'm like, I don't look at that.
Yeah, it's like, why are you even bothering?
Yeah.
But this episode had a lot going on in it, which is a lot more than I can say for the previous episode. We had the 3 different storylines going on. We had Rick and his group going after Oceanside, which was the group from earlier. I want to say it was like episode 3 of the season, where Tara...
Yeah, 3 or 4 probably.
Yeah, it was pretty early on. But Tara basically she got separated from...
And we still haven't seen him.
Yeah, we still haven't seen Heath. That's right. I was about to say Keith. No, Heath. We haven't seen him except for the entire season, except for that one scene. And yeah, that's crazy that we haven't seen him this whole time.
Wait, which one scene?
We saw him in that one episode, because he was in a couple of scenes in that episode. Because that episode was kind of weird. It was like...
Well, he was in a couple more before that too, but yeah.
Or maybe previous it was just seasons.
Yeah, I think it was just in that one episode. Yeah, they were off.
They went off on their own on like a side mission.
I think we're supposed to have assumed that he's dead, but I'm sure he's not.
Oh, not until you see them ripped apart, or you have to see their corpse. Yeah. But so it was a pretty boring episode when Tara came upon this group of people. It was just basically her trying to convince them not to kill her, to let her go the entire episode.
Yeah.
But she did find out it actually has a payoff in this episode.
As we suspected.
Yeah. We knew that this was not going to be the last that we saw of them. And they have a lot of guns. So Rick has this really cool plan. And what I like that they do with this story is that they show the difference between Rick and Negan. See, when Negan had a run-in, or the Saviors had run-ins with this group before, they killed all the men and the boys. So it's just women, because all their men are dead. And Rick does something different. He sends in Tara to go basically negotiate before he starts the attack, and I use air quotes when I say attack, because it's not really an attack. It's a kind of a hostage hold. It's a surrender. Like, they don't really... But I'm talking about the explosions he sets out. That's right. He sets up outside the walls where no one is being hurt. Their property is not being damaged. He's just using it as like a herding mechanic to get everyone together, because he feels like this is the only way we're going to be able to get one of the two things: them and their guns, or just their guns. And then of course you have the annoying head of the place. I don't like her. Yeah.
I mean, she's been through some crap, but at the same time she's really stubborn and annoying, Yeah. Like, she has her reasons, I guess.
And I want to say that, it's just Cindy's, or Tanya. Her name is Tanya, okay. the older lady who's in charge. For some reason, she's in charge. And she complicates things, like she gets Tara like with a gun to her head, and Tara actually has some good moments with being like, hey, yeah, you can kill me, but then you're gonna die, and then this thing is still gonna happen. Mm-hmm. Like they're still gonna take the guns. You're just gonna be dead. I thought that was,
and then Cindy just like smacks her grandma, and saves Tara. Which was cool. I was really nervous though in that part. Like I was wondering if Michonne was going to shoot her.
Yeah,
I kind of wanted her to.
But honestly. I loved how the situation ended up getting diffused. They just had a herd of walkers come out of nowhere
and they all fought them,
make things get even more complicated. But they were fighting together. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And at the end of it even seemed like there were some people who did want to fight with them.
Yeah, it did, because I'm sorry, that's going to be natural. Even though, like, a group like the Saviors comes in and wipes out everyone that you love, you're still going to want revenge. Doesn't matter how unlikely that seems. Mm-hmm. There's going to be people like that just want to go out.
And some people were like that, but they didn't end up going with them for some reason. I guess the head lady
I think Tanya there decided that, or she's got such an iron grip over them that they won't go with them without her blessing. And the other storyline at the hilltop saw Gregory doing some.
What did happen there?
Well, okay, a couple.
It showed Maggie
a
little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, Maggie was teaching some farming techniques to some of the people at the hilltop.
Oh yeah.
And Gregory kind of sees her getting closer with the people.
Mm. And when we thought about killing her, that's right, I showed him with a knife.
He did.
That was funny. He was like, I'm here to protect the pregnant lady. I don't need a pregnant lady to protect me. And then like the walker attacked him and he almost got killed.
Yeah, because
I really wish that walker
killed
him.
So how that scene happens is she's outside the walls trying to bring a plant into the walls of the hilltop to plant it. She asks him, because they have like a brief discussion. She asks him to watch her back, and he's like, he brings his knife out and he's kind of like handling
he's
it.
Not tough enough
in a way. He's
handling.
Like, well, and that got me nervous. I'm like, are you really gonna try it?
I didn't think so though. I was like, he's too much of a wimp.
He doesn't have it in. Yeah, he doesn't have it in him, and it's not in a good way. It's like, oh, you're not that bad of a guy. I'm like, no, he is that bad of a guy.
Yeah, I don't think
he just doesn't. He doesn't have the gumption to do it.
Yeah.
So because he's seeing that she can one day supplant him, and then a walker shows up, and Maggie's like, don't worry about it, I'll get it. And
he's like, no. Line. Yeah, I don't need a pregnant lady to protect me. And then
I'm here to protect the pregnant lady. Yeah. I'll throw it around. And he can't even kill a single walker. And I realize...
He says he has. Remember? She's like, you've killed a walker before, right? And he goes, I wouldn't be here if I
wouldn't be here if I hadn't. He hasn't.
Yeah, and she even knows that. The people walk by, and she goes, he's never killed one before. Yeah. Like, remember, he says that, and she says that, and you can tell he's like, shut up.
Annoyed by it, yeah. But that just... I realized why they had that scene, because they were making us nervous, because he was handling his knife like he was going to attack her. Mm-hmm. But if he can't even take out a walker that's just stumbling into you, that basically tells you he's not a direct threat to Maggie or anyone else. The problem is
he could be.
We see him later on.
Yeah, talking to the dude.
Yeah, talking to
which that was in the last one, right? Or who did he talk to in this one?
He just talked to one of the people at the hilltop and said, I need you to drive me somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I think they're implying that he's going to go to
the Saviors. Yeah. To that dude with the handlebar.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Anthony and be like, Maggie's here and she shouldn't be here or whatever.
Yeah, she's still
that's right.
Dead.
Gregory went out to talk to her to be like, why are you still sticking around? Because the doctor's not here anymore.
Oh, really? Is that what he said?
Yeah. That's what he originally went out there to talk to her about. Oh. And then, of course, the third storyline that we have going on is we have the capture of Sasha. We never actually see her get captured. She's just in a cell.
I just figured she'd be dead in the next one, honestly.
Yeah, they do have...
but Negan is a generous guy. He gives people second chances.
He does, unless he When it's a group, I think when he's trying to control a group, he will kill one person. I think that's his rule so far. Mm-hmm. If it's just one person acting out on their own, and he feels like he can use them, or he's not given them a chance yet to be used, then he'll give him a shot. And it's kind of it's done well. Okay, so how this happens is her captor, someone named Dave or David or Davey, comes in. There's a very uncomfortable scene where he's like gonna try to, like, you know, gonna try to do something.
He tears her shirt.
He tears her shirt and like, you know, suggests that, you know, hey, if you do something for me, I'll give you some water. And Negan interrupts him and kills him.
I knew from reading some stuff about the comics that he didn't tolerate, which he said it before, right? He said that's not okay. Yeah, he said that before, I feel like. In one of the episodes where he's like talking about his like wives and stuff, he says, I don't condone like that. And so I was like, Negan, I knew exactly what was going to happen. I was like, Negan's going to walk in.
He's all about rules, too.
Yeah, he's going to walk in and he's going to kill this guy. And then he opened the door and he was just like looking at it. He's like, what is this? I was just like, yes. It was awesome.
And it's scenes like those that endear Negan to me more so. I like him better as a character after seeing scenes like that. Mm-hmm. Still mad at him for Glenn and Abraham.
I mean, that won't ever change. He's still a cold-blooded murderer.
He's still a bad guy. So, and then he gives Sasha like this really weird choice, and it seems like there's two choices, but in reality, there's more choices.
But see, that's part of what he does. It's kind of a manipulation tactic.
It is, but I didn't think Sasha was that gullible to fall for it.
Yeah.
But he basically leaves a knife with her, a weapon, after she is there to. Now he doesn't know that she's just there to kill him. Mm-hmm. I think
he can assume that though.
I think you know,
because he says you're mad about. He says you're the one
from before.
Yeah,
you were there when
Yeah.
With the bat. So he gives her this choice of leaving her a knife, and he killed Dave in a way that would allow him to come back as a walker. He's like, well, you can either use that to kill yourself. He can eat you. Basically, either way, you can either die of your own choice or kill him. But by killing him, you're telling me that you will work for me. You'll become one of my soldiers, basically. And so then, of course, you know, Eugene comes to visit her, and she tells him that, you know, oh, I'm worried that Negan's gonna use me against my friends, because apparently Negan is aware that Rick is planning something.
Yeah. That's,
and I'd love to know how he knows that.
I was trying to think about that like really hard when he said that. He said, what was it? What were his exact words? Do you remember?
Rumor has it that Rick and his people are planning on starting something. So somewhere
up to no good or something like that.
Yeah, up to no good, I think is the term that
I was thinking used. Like maybe the doctor dude, but he doesn't know anything, right? He doesn't talk to Rick, like the doctor that they took. Maybe Eugene wouldn't know anything either. Like I couldn't figure that out.
Yeah.
Eugene got taken really early on.
He got taken right before Rick came to the realization we can't live like this.
That was when like Rosita tried to kill him.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that'll come out later. But you know, with the season finale, I hope so.
And so Sasha like asks Eugene like, how can you live with yourself by knowing that everything you do will hurt your friends in some way, you know?
And if there was any doubt, like Eugene's just basically trying to keep himself alive.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't
he doesn't have some plan. He doesn't know what he's doing. Exactly. He's just trying to stay alive.
All he's doing is just keeping his own skin safe. So, Sasha talks to him through the cell door and is like, you know, I don't want to be used against my friends. Negan's gonna do that. So you need to like give me a weapon that I can use to kill myself. So he does, except he gives her the pills which he made in a previous episode for one of Negan's wives, and then said he wouldn't do it. Which it's neat. It's neat that he like made the pills and then decided not to use them, but then they're coming coming into a later plot point.
And I knew Sasha wasn't for real about that.
Right,
like you could tell in her voice.
She had this weird look on her face.
Well, it didn't show her at first when she was talking, but like you could tell that she sounded really like it didn't sound that real.
It sounded off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's also just not that much of a wimp. So I was like, she's trying to get something to kill Negan with. And then when he gave her the pills, I was like, oh, come on, man.
But what doesn't make sense is like if she wanted a weapon to kill Negan with,
she had
because and I think this happens afterwards. She ends up, putting the knife in Dave's head so that when he starts to come back as a walker, and Negan comes back. He's like, oh well, you're on my team. You made the right choice. Although they're gonna leave her in the cell for now.
Yeah, he was like, we got a ways to go till I can actually trust you and stuff.
And she's not gonna get a weapon. I think after that point, she asks Eugene for a weapon.
It is.
But it's like you had a knife with you, and Negan might have been ready for her to try to attack him, possibly, but she had an opportunity with the with the rifle. She had an opportunity with that knife. She just doesn't have it in her, and I'm still going to hold to it. She's definitely going to not live through the season finale. We will probably lose her.
Yeah,
and
which is
it's probably going to be her trying to kill Negan, and she's going to die. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of an odd thing. Like you had your opportunity, and now you're asking for a third opportunity. You're not going to get it. You literally had a knife with you in the cell after you failed the first time. So that was kind of weird how that played out. So
and also, like you said, well, no, that wasn't the episode before, but like you were saying earlier, how when they were just going to snipe him, like how she could have waited like longer or even taken a shot.
Yeah. Oh, so you didn't have you didn't have a chance at one time because he was blocked. You can wait for him to come outside another time. It's not like he only comes out once every 50 years. It was kind of ridiculous how they painted that. And she did have Rosita there to kind of goad her on and be like, "No, we need to charge the place." But with all that being said, how would you rate this episode?
We forgot about one very important thing: the very ending.
Oh, it does end with Dwight
wants to help.
And
I believe him.
Yeah, and he's actually come to Alexandria. I believe that he does want to help, even though I still don't like him as a character.
Mm-hmm. Really, I think he's kind of cool.
I don't know. He's too much. He's too much like Daryl. I would have rather him stay like bad and just have them like have a good fight between each other.
I just want him to like get back with his wife. Because the whole thing was sad. It
was sad, but he's done really horrible things,
Yeah.
I mean, even just within this season alone, not to mention the last season.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, but that was done well because like Daryl wants to like rip him apart and.
yeah, he got triggered like when he saw him. He was like,
I was just like, if I were Daryl, I would just be like, 2 words. Easy Street.
We're on Easy Street.
Your butt's about to be beat.
Oh, gosh. I'm here on Easy Street. But okay.
Makes you want to throw up. But yeah, what would you rate this?
I'll probably give it an 8.5.
8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, almost 9, but I don't think quite. Because it made me remember what it felt like to watch good episodes of The Walking Dead, where like my heart rate would actually go up because I didn't know what was going to happen, and I was like, oh gosh, this could actually like change things and stuff, and like things could happen, and I hadn't felt that in a long time with this show, so that was really cool.
Yeah. I give it an 8 out of 10 simply because like that whole weird thing with Sasha and like having the opportunity, like logically that doesn't make any sense in my head.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she just thought that she wouldn't really have much of a chance in that enclosed area and that he would probably have his guard up and stuff. I don't know.
And if she had a weapon he wasn't expecting, she'd have a better chance.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. It was just, I'll up it to 9 out of 10.
Oh wow, okay.
There you go. Okay. So we're good.
You just
didn't
want to match mine.
I don't like doing half scores.
Really?
Yeah, I like to stick
I
to
can't.
like a
I can't be
solid
that. I got to be a little more particular than that.
Too particular.
I just like 9 felt like too much. 8 felt like too little. So
it's not illegal. It's not against. It's not against the rules.
Decibels do exist.